How many of you have been on one of my tours before? So I have to change my stories, right? So what we're going to do today, we're going to go on a walk. A little bit about Fish Creek before we start, and a little bit about this area, how it started. Fish Creek was first proposed in 1973. So this land has very interesting history in this part of the park. This was all owned by small landowners. The first owners of this land where we are now was CPR. So people would all come here camping in the 20s. So they used it as a campground, and there's stories that you could skate all the way from here out to 20 miles south, almost to Curtis along Fish Creek, because Fish Creek was quite higher. So things changed. The land eventually became a provincial park in 1993. And over the years, this has been very prone to floods in this area, and we're going to talk a little bit about that when we're out here. There's been lots of different uses. This used to be just equestrian use in this area, because when I came here even in '89, very few people used Bebo Grove. The one thing we're quite known down here in Bebo Grove was the number of films that were filmed here. But don't be scared to ask me questions. I walk along and watch it. I don't want anybody slipping. So I want to talk a little bit about here in 2005, about the flood here. Where we walked, we would have been underwater, literally underwater. That's how high the water was. This is always flooded, Fish Creek. I would say when I came down here, the water would be up to here, going through this area here. You can see debris on the trees for a long period of time. So what we have here, we have mainly a spruce forest here, because it's wet, it's damp, while the other end of the park is mostly grasslands. But Fish Creek is losing 2% of its grasslands every year. There's more trees in Fish Creek Provincial Park than there ever has been. We also out here have a problem. It's called the very mature spruce stand. I like to tell people, it's nice to walk down the park in the wintertime. You see a lot, it's quite warm out here. The best time to see animals in the Fish Creek is at dusk or early in the morning. Don't come in the hot sun in the 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but come at dusk. And even at night, just walk into the park a little bit at night and just observe the darkness, because it is a dark place here. So it was named Marshall, and it was named Springs, because you see over there, you see a pipe with all the water running out. That's been here for almost 100 years. All this water is springs that used to flow all the time. And then what happened, the city of Calgary developed south of here, and the water quit running. So after we built the wetlands, we got our springs back. But you can tell this water is quite warm, because you can come down here in the wintertime, there's never any snow. On top is the engineered wetlands, and this is probably one of the most successful engineered wetlands that's been built in Calgary. So all these cattails and stuff in here, we didn't plan for that. Those all happen naturally, which is great, because what's that doing is cleaning up the water. It also creates nice habitat for dragonflies and wildlife like it. So that's why you see these cattails and stuff here. It's all natural wetlands that's been created by water through the engineered wetlands. So urbanization has a great effect on Fish Creek. Water is the main reason, because it influences what happens over the year. And then you have people. We have us. We have all of us, right? Okay, we're going to stop here, then we're going to head back to the bridge. Everybody wants to talk about the bridges here. After the flood of 2005, we had to remove the old bridges. This is a European design. This was the first time this type of bridge had been done in North America. They showed me a video of the water 200 feet above this bridge, and the bridge would survive. And that's why you have here, and the bridges are designed to take vehicles and stuff across. They're a little bit wider for people to walk across, because the other bridges get pretty narrow. So this is why this will last a long time, because it's anchored in the bedrock. Okay, is everybody here? Can everybody hear me? Well, I talked about this area here, and what is proposed for this area. They're going to put ponds down here to do water. These ponds can be done a little differently. They're going to be designed a lot for bees, because we're trying to do vegetation for bees these days, because that habitat's losing. And then we're going to try to bring back native grasses and some bee habitat. But you'll have ponds in here again. Right now, the only thing that grows here is thistle and brome grass. With that, that's basically the end of my tour. I hope you learned something today. So I do this on behalf of the friends. To me, the friends are the soul of this park. Fish Creek means a lot to me. This was home to me for a long time.